Dos países latino-americanos que são tidos como países governados pela esquerda. Chávez morreu recentemente. Qual é a sua visão do legado dele? Qual é a sua visão de países como Bolívia, Argentina e Brasil, especialmente? Eles fazem um governo de esquerda?
I am afraid to make here judgment with precision and authority. I can only give you my opinion because, I mean, don't treat me as a colonizing wise guy from Europe who comes here to tell you what really happens here. I had this experience with my friends from New Left Review when I visited in '91 London. Tariq Ali and Perry Anderson told me, explained to me everything what really went on in Yugoslavia, where I came from. But this may surprise you. Here I will try to maintain the same ambiguity. Apropos Chavez, I repeat, I had many critical remarks about him. I'm far from simply celebrating Chavez, whatever. He did incredible stupid things, I think. The way he messed economic politics, the way it's clear, he had too much money. So instead of solving problems, really, he was often covering them up by throwing money at them. His foreign policy, my God, Lukashenko, his friend, is he crazy, and so on. But we can do all this. But again, what I already mentioned, I think, let's make something clear. He was, and this was authentic, I think, he was well aware, again, that the problem of those in favelas out and so on cannot be solved through humanitarian charity and so on, and they have to be included into political life, somehow turned into active political agents. And beside all things that I admitted Chavez did and are very problematic, this, let's be frank, he did it. As to Bolivia, I almost prefer Bolivia to Venezuela because it's much more difficult there. I know, of course, he's kind of a friend of mine, comrade theorists, you know, Linera. And when I spoke with him privately, what I liked about him is how open and pragmatic was he with concrete appreciation. For example, usually the Bolivian ideology, not Bolivar, Bolivia, is not only a representative democracy, parties, but also social movements and so on. But he told me clearly that he doesn't have great illusions about this. He told me, okay, you have tribes, indigenous people who organize themselves in movements. What does this mean? That their representatives move to La Paz, where they get corrupted, and then they mostly fight each other. Who will get more money for their tribe of groups? So, you know, he's, I think, the best combination that I know of principled politics, but combined with a very healthy, pragmatic sense. As to other examples, I may disappoint you here, but concerning, for example, Argentina, if anything, I'm more critical there. I think, okay, there may be some social programs, blah, 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 but here I'm a hardline Marxist. I'm asking, is just that a good guy who tries to help the poor is in power, blah, blah, I don't care. Hitler tried this, ultimately, no? Or is really, at least at some level, or at least people try to see some authentic new social forum to emerge. Because you know what's for me the big taboo which has to fall, as I already mentioned, I think. All this bullshit about celebrating direct democracy and self-organization against big alienated state. I'm almost tempted to say that this is also part of my return from Marx to Hegel. We need strong organized state, not even state, trans-state, to confront problems like biogenetics, ecology, and so on. We will need incredibly strong trans-state collective actions. How to do this? Not through local, engaged, participatory democracy. You know, so problems are elsewhere. So my attitude towards Latin America is that, maybe this will disappoint you, while I, of course, appreciate things done, even if many of my more radical leftist friends are very critical of Workers' Party and Lula's regime here, I'm also, but I would say pragmatically, at least within the stupid world in which we live, I mean, he did make things better. You know why it's a Workers' Party government important for all the world? This is an important message. Because the ideology of big countries, Western Europe, United States, I mean big in the sense of most developed, is always, oh, we live in a system of global capitalism, you respect rules or not, you can. No, at least Brazil showed that no, the rules are not as determined as it may. You still have openings here and there. So no, you will not get from me some typical leftist celebration of Latin America, which I despise. You know why? Because the typical corruption of European leftists is we like to have good jobs there at universities, and we love revolutions on one condition, that they happen far enough, you know, like our hearts likes to bleed for Cuba, yeah, and so on. So I'm critical, but basically positively disposed to. But just the last thing, unfortunately, critical thesis. I don't think you, by you I mean Latin America, really produced till now anything which has a global meaning, in the sense that it really can serve as a model for Europe or whatever. Here I radically disagree with my colleague Tariq Ali, who claims, oh, Europe should just look to Latin America. No thanks.